Recording in progress. Sorry. Oh, now. Jambo Malaysia. Good afternoon. I believe it is around lunchtime in Kuala Lumpur. So it's unfortunate I cannot join you for lunch, but that's it. That's where we are. Anyway, my name is Peter Mutie. I'm speaking to you from Nairobi, Kenya, and I am a friend of Malaysia. This is the second time now we are interacting in this great forum, which you're hosting. I run a company known as Peterson Integrated Communications Limited. We do communication programs as well as training on leadership communication. And we are members of Global Alliance. As a matter of fact, Peterson was the first company to join Global Alliance in the category of specialized training institutions. I also happen to serve in that board of Global Alliance, and I chair the Africa Regional Council. But more importantly, I'm a very proud PR practitioner. And so I'm pleased to join you again during this conference. And I was given a very interesting topic, which I'll be happy to spend a few minutes to articulate a couple of things. Then if time allows, we can have interactions. So allow me to share the screen so that we can move together. There. So, people first. And you know, when you talk about people first, it's always good first to articulate the philosophy behind that approach of people first. So, putting people first is a philosophy backed up by a set of actions which prioritize the people of an organization above all else, including shareholder value and profits. As a matter of fact, even if it means that leaders must make a personal sacrifice so that the people come first, then that be it. It's a fundamental principle. And as you will see from my presentation, it takes sacrifice actually for organizations to put people first. But when they do that, the benefits, the fruits of it are immense and very, very encouraging. I want to start by giving you a scenario of how people manifest in the workplace. We have 4 types of people. If you want, you can call them cohorts or whatever you want to call them. And these types of people are classified on how satisfied they are and how performing, the level of performance of such people. So the first cohort is people who are very satisfied and performing very well. Performing well, very high performance, very high satisfaction. And those we call apostles. I've used a faith-based name there, apostles. These are the 12 guys who, in the Christian faith, helped preach the gospel until I got the name Peter here in Nairobi. Apostles. At the extreme end is another lot of people who are very dissatisfied and performing very poorly. There are not usually many in an organization, and these we call mercenaries. Dangerous people who can blow up an organization, who spend organizational resources without returning commensurate results. Mercenaries. And in between the apostles and the mercenaries, the captives and the wanderers. People who are averagely satisfied, average performers. And sadly, if the organization leadership doesn't address these two cohorts well, the captives and the wanderers can fall and become mercenaries and create more trouble for the organization. However, the people first philosophy that we are talking about pushes the captives and the wanderers up towards apostles. So you can see from the beginning of my presentation that organizations that put people first will obviously have more benefits by having more apostles and less mercenaries, and if possible, eliminate mercenaries completely, and returns are usually good. That is people in the workplace. So, since we are talking in a PR conference, a communications conference, the key to building trust and inspiring loyalty among people is actually effective communication. There are the actions that we take as organizations, including commensurate remuneration and all that. But effective communication internally and externally is what will make you as an organization get appreciated as an organization which has the culture of putting people first. We have a daunting task as communications people, as the PR people, to ensure that our organizations are communicating effectively what we're doing, the various aspects that we would like to send out, and later I will talk about the 6 spectrums of communication. We need to communicate effectively so that our organizations manifest clearly the culture of people first. That is our role. Now, here we are. In order to ensure that we have communicated effectively and we are passing our messages comprehensively, we must then address what we call the 6 W's of communication. As an organization, we must articulate why we exist, why certain situations are happening. That's the first W. The second W is who are our stakeholders, who are our internal stakeholders, how have we categorized them, who do we want to reach with what message. That W is absolutely critical. Where we are as an organization, we must communicate that. I have said that sometimes we face difficulties, but if we communicate the situations properly to our internal and external stakeholders, people are reasonable and they appreciate and understand. When do we do certain actions? When do we take certain courses? When did we find ourselves here? When are we going to take certain decisions that are useful for articulating our situation, our positions? How do we do it? And finally, what is the situation? What caused this? Those 6 W's, and you can expound on them in our various communication efforts. Those 6 W's provide a holistic communication approach. And organizations that put people first ensure that they try as much as possible to exhaust any of the W's so that people understand the situation where you are. So let us look at the benefits of what I call the fruits of putting people first. And these are actually things that have been confirmed through empirical research. The first fruit is that there is measurable improvements if you put people first. Studies show that organizations that have the culture of people first experience 26% fewer mistakes, 22% higher productivity, 41% lower absenteeism, and let me take a breath, 30% stronger customer satisfaction than other businesses. This is research done by Chris Bosch, the founder and CEO of Choose People, and also the author of Culture Works. So this is empirical evidence that indeed, if you do put people first and you demonstrate it through effective communication, you are going to get measurable improvement. And in my view, that is one way of measuring effective communication in the workplace in a quantitative way that actually fits within the Barcelona principles of measurement. The second fruit is that happy employees mean happy customers. So if your people are happy, you will likely get your rating moved to 5-star. If employees are not happy, my friend, the customers will not be happy. The customers will be disappointed with our services, with our engagement, with the way we do things. So happy employees, happy customers. That's benefit number 2. Benefit number 3 is, oh, hooray, more apostles, less mercenaries. When people are happy, they will tend to perform well. They will be more satisfied, and therefore more apostles. This Lord God mercenaries is a dangerous one, and it can manifest very much if you don't put people first in your approaches in the organization. And then, of course, fruit number 4 is human resource benefits. And this is according to Harvard Business Review article, which say that engaged and inspired employees are more than twice likely to recommend a company to friends. And the people they recommend are nearly 3 times likely to be hired and stay. What does that mean? Engagement and inspiration play vital role in attracting and retaining great talent. And fruit number 5 is that, and this is from the external point of view, organizations that care about stakeholders always get license to operate with minimum resentment, meaning higher reputation. And we know as communications people that actually the license to operate is not provided by authorities, by the government. It is provided by your stakeholders. The government will give you the license to operate, yes, but if the stakeholders decide to deny you that license, you will open your doors and nobody will walk through those doors. You will sell nothing, you will provide no services to anybody, you will not be sustainable, you will close your doors. So the best license comes from our stakeholders, from the people we serve. And of course, it is driven by the insiders, the internal stakeholders. That license to operate is very important, very important. So I want, as I conclude, to just give you a small illustration of how organizations look like. It's a far too common situation in many organizations. I hope it will be a good video for you. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, it's okay, but watch it for the second time. If you haven't, have a look and enjoy and see how people in the workplace manifest, and how they can pull you down, how mercenaries can mess you up, and how to deal with them. Right, that's how it is. That's how it is. So I would like to move to the end of my presentation and leave you with a guiding question. The guiding question that we use to prepare ourselves and ensure that we do the right thing to create the culture of people first. And that question, and I always present that as my last part of my presentation, is what do reasonable people appropriately expect a responsible organization to do? What do reasonable employees appropriately expect a responsible organization to do? And what do reasonable stakeholders appropriately expect a responsible organization to do? Once we answer that question and we structure our communication so that it is effective and it is manifesting people first, we will yield good dividends to our organization. And as communications people, we will have contributed significantly towards the objectives of that organization, and that we can measure and we can show as our critical role in that organization we work for. So I want to wish you well. In your conference, we look forward to a time when we will come and climb Petronas Tower. Thank God that we are now seeing significant strides towards controlling coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. we can travel, and I believe soon, either in Nairobi or in Kuala Lumpur or Singapore, whatever, we will have a physical session. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. I will be available to respond to any item or issue that may be raised. And also feel free to provide inputs. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.